Welcome back to my channel. Hey everybody, and today I'm gonna be going through a couple of my favorite animes slash just my favorite shows to watch in general, but a lot of them end up being animes. So I'm gonna start off with one that I got into because of a friend from high school, and the guy I had a crush on at the time in high school also loved this anime, so I wanted to watch it because I wanted to impress him because I knew it. It was one of the first animes I ever watched, and I was hooked, obviously, and that was, I watched it on Netflix. I'll put where you can find these shows if you also want to watch them, or if you've seen them, let me know. But it was Full Metal Alchemist, and the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. There's also Full Metal Alchemist, and I forget what the difference is, but I know I watched one and not the other, but now I forget. But either way, it's a really great show. It is, I'll redo their description of the show so I can tell you about it without spoiling anything. Brothers Edward and Alphonse use alchemy to resurrect their mother, but they unleash a chemical reaction that tears apart their bodies. So it's the story of them trying to resurrect their bodies, find their bodies, slash, or like a part of the army as well. It's just kind of following their journey of overall they're trying to find their bodies, but obviously they're doing other things along the way. That's a really cool one. Okay, so Netflix actually has the whole show now. They didn't when I first watched it, so I had to go somewhere else to watch the final couple episodes, but it was worth the effort I put in to find the show. The next one I'm going to tell you guys about is Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan is one of my favorites just because the show in general, like, wild. It's about human civilization for 100 years has been safe from these Titan creatures who are humanoid, taller than an average human. Most are like 10 feet tall or so, and then there are special Titans that are like over 50 feet tall, different heights, different of capabilities, and humanity has been safe from Titans for 100 years, and they've built up a series of walls. In the first episode you get introduced to the three main characters, which is Armin, Eren, and Mikasa, and basically you get to watch maybe some sad things happen, and yeah, it's a really cool show. I watched the first season multiple times when I was in high school because I didn't realize that there was more out. So I just recently found the whole entire series on Funimation, and I got a subscription. The subscription is like $7.99 a month. I forget what it is, but it has fuller versions than a lot of the shows on Netflix does, because Netflix gets licensed to like normally like a season or so, or two, normally not the whole show sometimes, which can be tragic. But Attack on Titan has the full 3 seasons on. Next show that I'm going to tell you about is The Seven Deadly Sins. Now, when I first watched it, I was in first year of college, and I immediately became obsessed. It's a great show, great animation, great storyline, and I was just hooked. Basically, the show is about this princess, and her name's Elizabeth. She is trying to find all of the 7 deadly sins. So this is before the human world and the supernatural world were divided. So this was like in ancient times, and there are the holy knights, and you're kind of trying to figure out if those are the good guys or the bad guys, because they're trying to be portrayed as the good guys, but they might not be, you know, who knows, you gotta watch and find out. And she may or may not find some of the 7 deadly sins along the way, and it's about her trying to find them and save Leonis, which is the kingdom. So that's a good show. Another really great anime is Black Butler. Now Black Butler is about I think he's around 13 years old. His name's Ciel, and you don't know the details of how he made this exchange with a demon, but he is bond to this demon, and the demon has to do basically whatever he says, and then when Ciel dies, the demon gets his soul in exchange for the efforts. So the demon's name is Sebastian, and he is very attractive, and so that's a thing, and it's a really good show as well. I think it's also 3 seasons of Black Butler. Yeah, so there's 3 seasons of Black Butler. Also on Funimation, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's a non-anime one for a second. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is a really funny show. Yeah, it's in the same group of genre of TV shows as like The Office, Community, Arrested Development, so those kind of like comedy shows. So they're detectives. I'm sure you've heard of the show. They're detectives, and they're just funny people, funny characters. And then there's also romance, and there's the main character played by Andy Samberg, who's from Lonely Island, and his best friend Charles Boyle, and who's, you know, a little bit clingy and definitely interesting. Another show that, there's 2 shows I would classify as my guilty pleasures, because when you hear or see or watch them, you might think, what are you watching, you child? Weird. I don't know. So one of them is Miraculous Ladybug, which is technically classified as a kids show, I'm pretty sure. But my friends and I in high school, we loved it, and then I just started watching it again more recently. But yeah, so it's technically, I think, supposed to be for kids, but it's a good show. And then another one that's a little potentially embarrassing is Ouran High School Host Club, which is like gushy romance, like literal garbage, but I love it so much, and it's my guilty pleasure, and it's fine. Like, most of the people who I know who watch animes are guys, and so they don't know that anime because it's very girly and very like, not even me, but I watched it when I was in high school and I loved it, and I still love it today. I'm actually rewatching it because there's some hot characters in that show. And then the last anime that is on my list, last show that's on my list, is Sword Art Online, which is a video game, a virtual reality game, and they put the helmet on. It's the first day of the game premiering, and the creator of the game says that everyone is locked in the game, and if you die in the game, you die in real life. And the only way to survive is, or to get back to the real world, is to complete the 100 levels that are in the game. So that's a cool story of you're following Kirito, and he meets friends along the way, and you know, life happens, and it's interesting. And there's technically like a season 2, and the first couple of episodes I didn't really like, so I hadn't watched it when the first time I watched Sword Art Online, but I'm rewatching a bunch of animes from high school, so I decided maybe this time I will give the second season a try. Yeah, so that's the TV shows that I've been watching. if this is a dead video, that's okay. I'm trying to keep up on my schedule. Today's Thursday and I'm supposed to get this video up by tomorrow, so we will see. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day.